Hi everyone, I'm Devin. Thank you for joining me tonight and taking a moment for movement. Today we are going to spend an hour doing classical yoga postures to build strength and increase flexibility in the hips and the muscles that support them. So let's get started laying down on our mat. You don't need any special props or special equipment. If you don't have a yoga mat, of course you can always use carpeted floor to be most comfortable. So let's get started laying back, tucking the shoulder blades under the back of the body, walking our heels about mat width apart, flipping the hands so the palms are up towards the sky, and take a couple deep breaths. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting our body relax, shaking off any Monday stress. And if thoughts arise during this yoga practice, that's totally normal. Just acknowledge them and then let them float away. Bring your awareness back to your breath, back to the movement in the muscles, the sensations, and the heat we're building throughout our practice. Notice if you have any muscles or joints that are stiff or achy or sore. Hopefully they'll be feeling a lot better by the end of our practice, but it is always important to keep those areas in mind as we are working on these postures. We don't want to aggravate anything, so if any part of your body feels uncomfortable or in pain or just something doesn't feel right, ease out of that posture. It's not worth it. Just take a deep breath and we'll catch you in the next one. So now let's begin by walking our heels together. Point the toes and reach the arms overhead. Find as much length throughout your body as you can. Keep breathing deeply. Fill the lungs. Feel the ribs expand out to your sides. Take your right hand, place it around your left forearm. Reach up overhead and then over towards the right corner of your mat. Feel that length along the left side of your rib cage. Hold it here for a breath or two. And then we'll ease back through center and switch sides. So left hand around the right forearm, reach up and over to the left. So now we want to feel that stretch along the right side of the torso. Continue to breathe deeply and keep your shoulders back and down towards the ground. Good, let's come back through center. Bring our arms down to our sides. We're going to start by hugging the right knee in towards the chest. So before we even get started with the stretch, I'd like you to open up and relax that hip joint. So a couple circles to the right. Start off small, gradually get bigger. And then a couple circles to the left. Now you can guide this leg as much as you want with your hands, or you can just let your kind of abs help stabilize the leg. And then after you've done a couple circles each direction, pull that leg back in towards your chest. Bring your awareness all the way down to your toes. Begin to wiggle them around. Point and flex the foot a couple times. And then begin to circle the toes. Again, both directions, moving slowly, gradually. We're just getting started. And then let's make our way up to the hips. So again, we're just going to rock the legs side to side here. Good. Come back to natural center. Bring your hands around to the right hamstring. Flex the foot. Lift the heel up towards the sky, straightening out the leg. And we're just gently pulling the leg in towards the torso. So try to keep that knee straight while pulling the leg in. We'll feel that stretch all the way down the back side of the right leg, maybe even into the lower back. So keep reaching through that heel to feel the stretch in the calf. And let your upper body relax as much as possible. Of course, there'll be some tension in the shoulders and biceps because we're pulling that leg in. But we really want to keep our upper body, our face, our jaw, our back as relaxed as possible. So as we exhale, maybe we can pull that leg in a little bit closer. We're going to do these again towards the middle or maybe towards the end of class. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more progress, a little bit more flexibility and ease in this position. Bend the right knee about 90 degrees. Let's hold the right knee with the left hand. Right hand reaches out to the right side, palm up or down, your choice. And as you exhale, gently cross the right leg over to the left side, just gently feeling that stretch through the hip and the lower back. Excellent. Let's release. Right hip back down to the mat and release the right leg all the way down to the ground. Take a deep breath. Notice how that right leg feels now. It should feel much more loose than the left. So let's even it out by hugging the left leg into the chest, placing our hands on the upper shin, and just gently starting those circles, starting off small, gradually getting larger and larger. And go the opposite direction if you haven't already. Good, and then pull the knee in towards the chest. Lift the foot up so our knee is bent about 90 degrees and wiggle those toes. Wake up those muscles along the feet. Now begin to point and flex the foot. Feel that calf lengthening, the anterior tibialis, the muscle along the front of the shin is also working. And then circle the toes in both directions, loosening up that ankle joint. Good, and now let's make our way back to the hip, just a gentle rock side to side. The rest of the body can remain planted on the mat, only moving a leg. Good, let's bring our knee back so it's stacked over the hip. Bring our hands around to the left hamstring. Flex the left foot, so press away through the heel as you lift the leg upwards. Find that length and that stretch along the back side of the left leg. Gently using the hands to draw the front of the left thigh in towards your torso. Continue breathing. Excellent. Let's bend the left leg. Bring the right hand to the left kneecap or upper left shin. Left hand reaches out to the left side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently cross the left leg over to the right. So a gentle spinal twist. Again, this is just part of our warm-up, so move gently, move slowly. The left hip is off of the floor, but the left shoulder is still grounded and the body is relaxed. Good, let's release. Hug both knees in towards the chest, cross the ankles, tuck the chin. Think about rounding your spine as much as possible, and let's roll along the length of the back from our shoulders to our tailbone 3 or 4 times. And then come up to a seated position, crossing your ankles, letting your outer thighs drop down towards the mat, coming to an easy seat. Roll the shoulders back and away from your ears, and breathe deeply. Good. Let's bring our hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll your shoulders back and together, reaching the thumbs away from the tailbone. Open and lift the chest. Look up towards the sky. Feel a gentle stretch to the face, the front of the throat, and chest. Good. Let's release and take another nice deep breath. All right, so let's swing around, coming out to our hands and knees, bringing the hands under the shoulders, walking the knees under the hips. We're just going to do a couple cat-cows to continue warming up the muscles along the length of our spine. So as we exhale, let's arch the back, draw the chin towards the chest, look back towards your toes, and as you inhale, look up, curving the spine. So exhale, arch, inhale, round. Couple more. Good. Last one, come to a neutral spine. Curl the toes, lift the knees off the mat. Let's come into downward facing dog. Rotate the creases of the elbows forward. Root down through your heels. Let's feel that stretch along the back sides of the legs. It's early on. You may want to pedal the heels a couple times, intensifying that stretch in one leg at a time. Good. Let's walk the feet forward. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Come into our forward fold. Again, easy does it. Let the body just relax and hang forward over the thighs. And let's release, pressing into the soles of the feet, lifting the torso up, drawing the shoulders back away from the ears, standing tall at the top of our mat. So we should be in mountain pose now. Feet are under the hips, toes are pointing forward. Our body is stacked over the heels, and we're breathing deeply. Moving into some sun salutations to help warm up the body. Let's move with our breath. Inhale, and exhale, palms together. Inhale, lift the arms up, gently arch back. And exhale, forward fold, fingertips down to the mat. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Inhale, right leg back. Lower the knee and flatten the top of the foot to the mat. Drop the hips down and forward. Curl the right toes. Exhale, step the left leg back to plank. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, lower the knees, chest, and forehead to the mat. Inhale, slide your body forward, pressing through the palms. Roll the shoulders back as you look upwards, cobra. Curl the toes, press into the palms, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the side, shoulders back, away from the ears. Inhale, exhale, palms together. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower, knees, chest, and forehead. Inhale, slide forward, press to the palms, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg forward, right knee down, foot flat. And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. That was one set. We've got 2 to go. Inhale, and exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, left leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. And exhale, left leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up. Curl the toes, exhaling, right leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat.
And exhale, right leg forward, feet together, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up, hold it here, keep breathing. Drop the hips down and forward a little bit more, relaxing into this low lunge. Now curl your toes and exhale, left leg back to plank. Inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg forward, left knee down, foot flat. Again, hold it and breathe evenly. On your next exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, release, arms by the sides. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, palms. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back, knee down, foot flat, look up, hold and breathe. Relaxing deeper. And exhale, right leg back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, slide forward, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, curl the toes, hips up, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down, foot flat. Relax into it, breathe deeply. And exhale, right leg forward, look at your knees. Inhale, arms up, gently arch back. Exhale, release, arms by the sides, shoulders back and away from the ears. Excellent job. From our mountain pose in the top of our mat, we're going to move directly into warrior two. So let's take our right leg and take a nice big step back. Glance down at our feet, make sure the left heel is pointing towards the right arch. So we have a nice straight line. Lift the arms up to shoulder height, inhale. And as we exhale, bend the left knee, bring it over the ankle, open up through the inner thigh so the kneecap is pointing towards the middle toe, and then turn your head and look past your left fingers. Some of us have a tendency here of letting our arms creep up towards our ears, but try and let the shoulders relax back, standing tall, keeping our shoulders stacked directly over the hips. Good, let's flip our left palm towards the sky. Take a deep breath in, lifting the left fingertips up, letting the right hand relax down along the right leg. And as you look upwards, continue to breathe deeply. So we've changed the angle of the torso. We're now going to stretch the left side of the rib cage and the abdomen, but our legs have not moved. That left knee is still stacked over the ankle. The right hand is not putting any pressure on the right leg or joint. Take one more breath, and then exhale to warrior two and continuing on to extended side angles. So you can take the variation with the left elbow bent, forearm on the left thigh, or left hand all the way down to the mat. So place your pinky inside that left arch. You might find that you can open up your stance a little bit here, walking the right foot back, but the right hand reaches forward, bringing the bicep next to your ear, lengthen through the fingertips, and look up at the right fingers. Good, let's take one more inhale. And as we exhale, press into the left foot, straighten out that leg, come all the way back to center. So both legs are straight at this time. We're going to bring our legs a little bit closer together. You may widen them or walk them apart a little bit for that extended side angle. But now we're going to rotate the hips towards the top of our mat. So we're rotating the hips and the right leg towards the front of our mat, towards that left leg. So we're coming onto the ball of the right foot. Our right heel is lifted in the air. Let's reach our arms straight up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, bend the left knee. Stack it over the heel. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Look straight ahead and hold it here. Breathe in deeply. We want to feel a stretch down from the right hip flexor through the right quad. Good, let's release our arms down to our sides. Take a deep breath and straighten out the left leg. Good, we're gonna walk or hop that back foot forward, maybe about 6 inches, maybe a little bit more. We wanna keep the foot flat on the mat now. So we have both feet facing the same direction. We're gonna move into pyramid pose. So our toes are both pointing towards the top of the mat, but think about walking on railroad tracks, not on a tightrope, okay? So our feet are not in a single line, but they are actually in line with our own hips. Bring the hands to your hips, roll the shoulders back, stand nice and tall, think about lengthening the spine. And as we exhale, lean forward. So as we fold, we're gonna feel this stretch begin to move into the left hamstring. When you feel that, just hold it there. Elongate a little bit more through the spine, maybe tucking the chin slightly. We don't want any pressure on the back of the neck. And as we hold it and as we exhale, maybe we can sink down and relax into this posture a little bit more. Let's take a deep inhale. And as we exhale, drop the fingertips down towards the front foot, round the body forward over the left leg, and look towards your left knee. I'd like you now to think about lengthening or elongating the spine and reaching the crown of your head down towards your left toes. Let's step the right foot forward next to the left. Let the body relax more deeply over the thighs now that the weight is centered over the heels. And press into the soles of the feet, lift the torso and roll the shoulders back, stacking them over the hips, coming back into mountain pose. Wonderful job. Take a full breath. And we'll start that on the opposite side. So warrior two, we're keeping our right foot forward and we're taking a big step back with the left foot. Again, a nice wide stance. Rotate the hips, shoulders, and chest towards the left edge of your mat. Glance down, right heel should point towards our left arch. Extend the arms, rolling the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you bend the right knee, stacking it over the ankle. Think about stretching or opening through the inner thigh, making sure that knee points towards the middle of the foot, and then turn your head and look past the right fingers. Flip the right palm. And inhale, reach the fingertips up towards the sky, lengthening the torso. Left hand just relaxes along the left leg. Look upwards and breathe. Good. Let's bring our arms parallel to the mat, back to warrior two just for a moment. And then we're coming right down into our extended side angle. So right forearm to right thigh, or right hand all the way down just inside the right arch. Left arm has swept forward, finding that long line down the length of the body. If your knee has moved ahead of your right ankle, that means we need to open up our stance, walking the left foot back until we have alignment of the right leg. Let's take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, press into the right foot. Let's come all the way up, straighten out the legs. Let the arms float down to the sides. You may need to walk that back foot in a couple inches if you just moved it back for extended side angle, because now we're moving into the high lunge. So we're rotating the hips, chest, shoulders, and back left leg towards the top of our mat. So the left heel is now lifted. You may already feel like this is a little bit of a balance challenge. It is. We're going to find a point to focus on. Inhale our arms up, and exhale, bend the right knee, stacking it over the right ankle. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and breathe. Tuck the tailbone slightly. Feel that stretch in the left hip flexor and along the left quad. Good, relax the arms down, straighten out the right leg, and we're going to step or hop the back foot forward until the full foot is grounded on the mat. Our feet are parallel to one another, toes are pointing forward, hands on the hips. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, begin to hinge forward until you feel that stretch through the right hamstring, and then hold it there, breathing deeply. As you relax into this stretch, maybe your chest can sink down a little bit deeper. And now release the arms, exhaling, round forward, chin towards the chest, look back towards the knees. And step the left foot forward, bring it under the left hip. Let the upper body just drape forward over the thighs. And from our forward fold, we're going to move into chair pose or Utkatasana. So the weight is evenly distributed through the feet. On our next inhale, we're going to sweep the arms forward and up to shoulder height as we bend our knees and reach back through the tailbone. So we should be able to glance down and see all of our toes. The weight is evenly distributed and our spine is nice and long. Draw the abdominals in to help support the body and keep breathing deeply. You should feel the legs really warming up, building strength through the quads, hamstrings, and glutes. Exhale, straighten out the legs, lower the arms to your sides. Right foot steps back, moving into Trikonasana. Again, just like our warrior two setup, our left heel points towards the right arch. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. Exhale, reach the left fingertips towards the top of your mat as far as you can, and then hinge sideways directly over the left leg. Feel the inside, the inner thigh muscles of the left leg lengthening, as well as the muscles along the right side of the torso. Good, let's take a deep breath in. Full breath out as we lift the torso and arms all the way up. Keep the left foot where it is. Moving into revolve triangle, we're rotating right foot about 45 degrees towards the top of the mat. This is approximate, and this is to take pressure off the back knee, so you can adjust it at any time. Bring the hips, shoulders, and chest towards the top of the mat as well. Keep the arms extended, inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to rotate or revolve, bringing the right hand down to the mat, right thumb next to the left arch. If that's not happening today, bring the fingertips along the left shin or foot. But we want to be able to get a grip on something, whether it's the mat or our own leg, so we can open the chest and roll the left shoulder back, stacking it over the right. Our knees are soft, they're not locked, and we're going to feel this stretch along the outside of the left hip and thigh, maybe even down to the left calf. These are the muscles that the IT band connects to. So that band can get very tight and tug on those muscles, giving us pain in the lower back or sometimes the knee. So let's take one full breath here. And then release, pressing into the soles of the feet, lifting the arms and torso back up, letting the arms drape to our sides and stepping the right foot forward. Trikonasana, triangle pose, opposite side. Left foot steps back, just about astride, hip, shoulders, and chest to the left. Extend the arms, inhale. Exhale, reach the right fingertips towards the top of the mat, hinge sideways over the right leg. Lengthen the arms. We really want to keep the arms and shoulders back and stacked directly over this right leg. So if your torso is forward of the right leg, lift up and back and only come down as far as you can while maintaining that alignment over the leg. On your next exhale, let's press into the feet, lift the arms and torso. Keep the right foot where it is and rotate the left foot now about 45 degrees. Hip, shoulders, and chest forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Left hand down this time, planting the thumb next to the right arch. Opening up the chest towards the right, drawing the right shoulder back, stacking it over the left. And this side may feel different than the previous one, so feel free to adjust accordingly. Maybe you're a little bit higher on this side, that's fine, as long as you're feeling that stretch. But again, we don't want to make our bodies have any pain, right? So find that happy medium and just keep breathing into it, letting those muscles relax. Let's take one more breath. And then exhale all the way up. Release the arms down to our sides and step that left foot forward. Shake out the legs. Good. So we are going to move into our wide leg forward fold. So you may want to turn towards the side of our mat, but we won't be here for too long. So feel free to adjust your orientation on your mat at any time. Feet are nice and wide and parallel to one another. We'll start with our hands on our hips. Inhale, grow tall out of the body. Exhale, hinge forward. So that means flat back from the back of our head to our tailbone. Hold it when you begin to feel that stretch through the hamstring. So if you're more flexible than me, you might be much closer to the mat. That's totally fine. If you're a little tight tonight, you might even be more lifted. Again, as long as you're feeling that stretch, that's what's important. Let's take one full breath. And as we exhale, drop the fingertips down towards the mat. You can use them for support, and now you can round forward, softening the knees, reaching the crown of your head down towards the ground. Let gravity really help draw the upper body down deeper into the stretch. Let's walk our hands over towards the right leg, bringing the chest towards the right thigh, looking towards the right knee. Again, knees are soft, they're not locked in place. And then walk the hands back through center and all the way over to the left.
Good. Hands back through center. Plant them on the mat. Lift the head, neck, and chest up. We're going to move into frog pose. So again, this is going to be an inner thigh stretch. We're all tight. We're all flexible in different places. So feel free to adjust your positioning at any point. Our hands are going to walk out in front of our body so we have support as we lift our heels, bend our knees, and lower the knees down to the mat. So as you can see, my knees are closer to the midline than my heels at this point. I want them in alignment with one another. So I'm going to walk my feet towards my body so there's a straight line back from my knees, okay? Once I'm here, I'm going to take account of my body, notice how everything's feeling. And I feel personally that I can get a little bit more stretch through my inner thighs. So I'm going to gently walk my knees just a little bit at a time away from one another. If my knees move, my heels and my feet need to move a little bit, okay? So we're maintaining that right angle of the knee with the heel directly behind. So we're just holding it here. Our hips are lifted in the air. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my profile. But once you have the legs in a position where you feel a stretch, again, it shouldn't be painful. It should just be a stretch. If it's too much, walk the knees towards one another. We're going to lean forward onto the forearms and just hold it here, breathing deeply. If after a breath you're starting to feel no stretch any longer, think about just shifting your hips back towards your heels a little bit, and that stretch may reappear. All right. So sometimes with our yoga poses, while they are a static hold, we're just maintaining one posture for several breaths. Sometimes we can kind of play with it and move in and out of it just a little bit to continue tweaking it. As our muscles relax, as they warm up, we can get a little bit deeper. All right, good. So let's come back onto our palms. Walk our feet in towards one another. Let's see if we can do this in reverse. So we usually come down into it the opposite way. We're going to push back into our yogi squat. So we're now lowering our heels back to the mat. Knees are bent, and we're sinking our hips down between the legs. So you may need to readjust, maybe walk the feet wider, walk the feet more close together. So it may take a couple attempts. But we're working in our yogi squat, so our toes are turned out about 45 degrees. The weight is evenly distributed. We're sitting up nice and tall. Granted, we will be leaning forward a little bit just to counteract our center of gravity. Use the triceps to press the knees open a little bit wider and just hold it here, breathing deeply. We're building strength through the feet and the ankles. So I need my feet a little bit wider. That's better. If you find that you're too pitched forward and you kind of can't hold yourself up, you may need to adjust the feet. Excellent. Let's drop our hands to the mat, walk them forward, lower the knees down so we can swing our legs around and come into bound angle. So soles of the feet together, sit up nice and tall. You may need to pull the flesh away from your sits bones a little bit. Let your hands rest on your feet or ankles. Inhale, sit up, tall spine. Exhale, lean the chest forward. So we're not rounding, we're just bringing this sternum towards the heels. Good. Let's lift the chest back up. Let's swing our legs around and come into downward facing dog. So we're going to start with the right leg. We're going to start with strengthening the glute, meaning we're going to do a couple leg lifts. So I want you to keep in mind that this lift is coming from the glute muscle, all right? We're not lifting by using we're not flinging the leg up, I should say. We're not kicking it up. And we're not going to be shifting our body around. You want a nice, steady downward dog, keeping everything in alignment, just as it is right now.
but we're going to free the right foot from the mat and using the glute, keeping the leg straight, lifting up through the heel. Lift, lift, lift up towards the sky, feel the glute squeeze, and then lowering it down. So we'll move with our breath. Inhale, lift, 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 and exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift. Then as we exhale, bend the knees, step the foot forward between the hands. Let's come into our low lunge. So stack the knee over the ankle. You might need to drop the hips down, maybe even shift the left foot back a little bit to maintain that alignment and get the maximum stretch, comfortable stretch through your left hip flexor. From here, we're going to lift into a high lunge. However, if you need a little bit more support, you can always lower the back knee or rotate the heel down towards the mat. Let's take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, press deeply into that right foot to turn on the right quad. Roll the shoulders back, stack them over the hips, and bring your hands to heart center. Finding a point to focus on, something that's not moving. Excellent, one more breath. And then release, hands down to the mat, frame the right foot. Gently lower the left knee and the top of the left foot to the mat if they're not already there. We're going to take our right hand, pick it up, and place it between the left hand and the right foot. And now walk our right foot a couple inches, maybe about 3, over towards the right. So we're just creating space for our own body to move down towards the mat for lizard pose. So let's take an inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, bend the elbows in towards the torso. So they're actually bending towards the back of our mat. Bring our left forearm down to the mat if we can. And the right hand, whether the forearm's down or not, we're going to work on bringing it back towards the torso, out to the right, and forward again. So essentially, tucking our right shoulder under the right calf. If this is too much tonight, we might have both hands still on the mat under our shoulders with our elbows bent. You're still going to get a great stretch through the hip flexor and inner thigh. Good, let's release. Bring our hands back under the shoulders, straighten out the elbows. Walk the right foot in towards the midline and pick the right hand up, replacing it on the outside of the right foot. Take an inhale and exhale, press the hips back, shifting our weight into the back leg, straightening out the right leg, the front leg, lifting the toes. Inhale, lengthen the spine, reach the crown of the head away from the tailbone, and exhale, sink the chest down towards the right thigh. So we'll feel this stretch in the right hamstring for sure. If the right foot is flexed, meaning we're actively pulling those toes up towards the shin, you're really going to feel this in the calf as well. Good. Let's release. Walk the hands forward. Lower the right toes. Back in our low lunge. Take a deep breath. And we're going to step back to downward dog. Okay, so we're back. We'll now switch to the left side. Do some leg lifts on the left. So remember, it's all about the conscious movement of that leg. We're not kicking it upwards. We're lifting with the glute. So let's inhale, lift all the way to the top, feel that glute really working, and exhale, lower it down. So inhale, lift, exhale,
flow. Let's do 2 more.
And now bend that knee. As you exhale, shift the weight forward and step the left foot between the hands back to our low lunge. Finding alignment, knee over ankle, breathing deeply. Good, so moving into our high lunge, just a reminder, you can lower the back knee or rotate the back heel to the mat for more support. Exhale, press deeply into the left foot, work that quad, helps the body stabilize. Roll the shoulders back and bring your hands to your heart. Focus on a point that's not moving and continue to breathe deeply. Good, let's release, hinge forward, hands back down to the mat. Gently lower the right knee and the top of the foot if it's not there already. Pick up the left hand, place it between the left foot and the right hand, and then walk the left foot a couple inches to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend the elbows, maybe coming down to the right forearm. Left hand comes back towards the body, behind the left heel, and forward again, tucking that left shoulder under the left calf. And let's release, bring the left hand back under the left shoulder, straighten out both arms, and walk the left foot in towards the hip. Lift the left arm and bring it back to the left side of the left leg. Shift the hips back, straightening out the left leg, lifting the toes, walking the hands back on the mat. Lengthen the spine, nice tall torso, and exhale, fold forward. So lower the chest towards the left quad. Good, let's release, walk the hands forward, and we're going to step back to downward dog. Take a full breath. On your next inhale, reach the right leg up towards the sky, bend the right knee. We're moving into pigeon. Pull the right knee in towards the chest as you exhale. Lower it down between the hands, knee pointing towards the top right corner of the mat. Relax the left leg back. Inhale, lift your chest, look upwards. Exhale, fold forward over the right leg. Come down to your forearms if you can. Maybe lower your forehead to the mat or into your hands. The more relaxed, the more comfortable our body can be, the better. The more stretch we'll get out of this posture. So I just want you to hold it here, breathing deeply. If you're feeling any unwanted pressure or any pain in the right knee, rotate it towards the right more. Your hips will lift up a little higher, but we'll take some of the pressure off that knee joint. Good, let's release, lift the head, neck, and chest. Walk the hands back to either side of the right leg. Curl the left toes, lift the left knee, press into the palms, and step back to downward dog. Take a couple nice deep breaths. And then we'll switch sides. Inhale, left leg up. Bend the knee as you exhale, draw it forward and lower it between the hands. Relax the right leg back. Inhale, lift your chest nice and tall. Exhale, lean forward and relax. Good. Let's lift the head, neck, and chest up. Walk our hands back to either side of the left leg. Take a deep breath. Good. Sit down into the left hip. And before we bring that right leg forward, we're going to walk the left foot towards the top of our mat. So ideally, our left shin is parallel with the top of our mat. Now we're going to keep swinging that right leg around, and we're going to move into fire log pose. So ideally, we're going to stack this right leg on top of the left, meaning our knees and ankles are stacked. But this is an intense stretch through the hips, and you may feel some pressure on the knee depending on our flexibility. So if ankle to knee is not happening today, that's totally fine. Place that ankle somewhere along the left leg where you can ground down through the hips without pain in the knee or ankle, and where you'll still feel a stretch. So once our right leg is in position somewhere on top of our left leg, we're going to inhale our arms up, and then we're going to exhale, lean forward. You're going to feel that stretch intensify. Just drop the hands down when you really begin to feel that stretch. You'll know when you feel it. So it's the outside of our hips. And you can just hold it here, keeping your chest lifted, your body nice and tall, breathing deeply. If, as you hold this posture, you feel like you can intensify it, just inch your hands out little by little. And release, hands back, and your shoulders back over our hips, and we're going to switch sides. So our right leg is coming down to the mat. Again, good way to begin is by having your lower leg parallel to the top of the mat, and it's that top leg that you can adjust. So one side is usually very different than the other. You might have your ankles or heels stacked, and you might be kind of turned towards the left side of your mat. That's totally fine. You're still going to get a good stretch. So once our left leg is in place, again, we inhale, arms up, nice long body, and exhale, lean forward, wait till you feel that stretch, then drop the fingertips down, keep breathing into it, maybe walking the hands a little bit further forward as you relax. And walk the hands back, lift the chest, and slide those legs apart. Bring the soles of the feet down to the mat, engage the abdominals, and roll all the way back. Said we were going to do this again at the middle or towards the middle of class, but actually we're doing it before our relaxation. That's totally fine. Left leg will be flat on the mat. We're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. It should feel a lot easier at this point, walking the hands to the right hamstring, flexing the right foot, lifting the heel up towards the sky. Pull that leg in. Chances are it's a lot closer, a lot more loose than it was at the beginning of class, which is our goal for tonight. So maybe you can slide your hands up a little bit higher. You still want to feel a stretch, but now that our muscles are nice and warm, we can get a little bit deeper. Good. Let's bend the right leg, left hand to the top of the right shin, right arm out to the side. Gently pull the right leg across.
And lower the right hip back down. Keep the right knee bent and tucked in towards the body. We're going to bend the left leg, slide the foot in towards the left hip, and now place the right ankle on top of the left leg. Reach the right hand through the legs, left hand on the outside, draw the legs in towards your chest. Feel that stretch to the outside of the right hip and thigh. And let's release. Lower the right leg all the way down to the floor. Hug the left knee in towards your chest. And bring your hands to the left hamstring, flex the left foot, lift through the heel, draw that leg in towards the torso. Maybe you can slide the hands up a little higher. Good. Bring them back down. Bend the left knee, right hand, the left upper shin, and draw the left leg across to the right side. Keep looking straight ahead or up towards the sky or over the left shoulder. And let's come back through center. Lower the left foot. Keep the left leg hugged in towards the chest. Slide that right foot in towards the glute, and now place the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Left hand through the legs, right hand on the outside of the right thigh to draw both legs in towards your chest, and feel that stretch to the outside of the left hip. And release. And now lower both legs down to the mat, heels about mat width apart. Turn your toes towards the outside corners of the mat. Tuck the shoulder blades under. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting our whole body relax and sink down deeper into the mat. And just as we discussed at the beginning of class, let go of any thoughts. Now, especially that our body is still, our minds begin to wander. So if thoughts begin to arise, just acknowledge them and bring your awareness back to our breath, back to the body. Bring your awareness all the way down the length of your body into your feet. And mentally repeat after me. My toes, feet, and heels are releasing and relaxing. My toes, feet, and heels are released and relaxed. My ankles, calves, and knees are releasing and relaxing. My ankles, calves, and knees are released and relaxed. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are releasing and relaxing. My thighs, hips, and buttocks are released and relaxed. My abdomen and lower back are releasing and relaxing. My abdomen and lower back are released and relaxed. My fingers, hands, and wrists are releasing and relaxing. My fingers, hands, and wrists are released and relaxed. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are releasing and relaxing. My forearms, elbows, and upper arms are released and relaxed. My chest, back, shoulders are releasing and relaxing. My chest, back, and shoulders are released and relaxed. My neck, head, and face are releasing and relaxing. My neck, head, and face are released and relaxed. My mind is calm, my breathing is even, and I am completely relaxed. Bring awareness back to your body. Begin to move your fingers and toes. Walk your heels together and reach your arms overhead, lengthening the body. And then gently roll onto your right side, taking a couple nice deep breaths. Place your left hand in front of your chest and press up to a seated position. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Thank you for joining me tonight and taking a moment for movement. I hope you enjoyed tonight's class and I hope you're feeling relaxed and a little bit more flexible. Our next live class is next Wednesday, September 22 at 6 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you then. Have a great night.